Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is the Ultimate Racing League and this is round 2, race 2 of the AM1 League. In the group 4 cars. So we got a reverse grid this time around. So let's just have a quick look at the reverse grid and see where everybody's positioned for this second race. Obviously, there is a strategy involved here because we have to use medium and hard tyres. So the guys would have done a little bit of practice, I'm sure, around here, just to find out what these tyres can do and how many laps they can cope with. Also, a little bit of fuel saving, probably, because 17 laps is quite a long way. Don't know quite how it's going to work with fuel, but we will soon find out. So let's have a look then at the reverse grid positions. He came last, didn't he? Unfortunately, he had a bit of a howler in race 1, but there he is, Ginger. He's on the pole for race 2. Then we have Firepower in second position. Coming back then to third, we have a GT Mac. And then in fourth, we have Optimus Prime. Coming back then to Love Rocket Rods in fifth position. IQCW4 in sixth position. Then we have Carlsberg in his Audi in seventh position. We have Rick Dove in eighth in his Genesis. And then we have Slowpoke, winner of the first race, also in his Genesis. Looking to make up some positions, I'm sure. He'll be looking for a double win, I'm sure, as well. I'm sure he's got the speed to do it. So let's get back up the front and then get this race underway. So 17 laps then, again, around here. As I say, with tyre strategy to take into account as well. So without further ado, and you don't want to listen to me talking the whole time, let's get this race underway. So 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. A bit of a hold there, and we're off. Looks like Ginger got a bit of a tardy start there. Firepower's gone straight out into the lead. Coming down into this really tight first left-hander. Ginger tucks in behind Firepower. He's managed to maintain second. We've got IQC coming down the inside. Not nearly close enough for a look. So Firepower then leads us away into this first lap with Ginger close on his tail for second. I'm pretty sure Ginger's going to have the bit between his teeth for this one. And I want to try and make amends for his first race, which I'm sure he'd be the first to agree wasn't his best. But Firepower will be doing everything in his power to stop that from happening. So, yeah. Really close racing to start with. Ginger's looking for every possible route around him if he can. But Firepower knows he's there and he's going to go defensive. But Ginger's got the inside line and he's got it going up the hill. Oh, Ginger's got himself on the kitty litter. That's allowed Firepower back in. Oh dear, what a shame for Ginger. He's back down to fourth now. Let's have another little look at that. What happened exactly? Great move around the outside of Firepower there. Get the position in the first place. A little bit late on the brakes, I think. Couldn't quite stop himself. Went a little bit wide. Oh, and that really does slow you down. Nightmare just watching other cars stream past you. But I'm sure he'll be giving it everything he's got to try and get that position back. So Firepower then go through the tyre choices for the first stint. So Firepower has chosen the mediums. We've got IQC. I think we'll call him Bob. We've got Bob in second place on the racing hards, with Rick Dub also on the hards. We've got Love Rocket Rods in fifth on the mediums. Slowpoke there is on the hards as well, up into sixth position from the back of the grid, so making some progress there. The GT Mac, he's on the mediums in that Ferrari. Then we have Carlsberg on the mediums also. Optimus Prime has chosen the hards for race 2. and then back up to the front. Firepower still holding position. Ginger's managed to get himself back to second. Rick Dubbs just nicked that for him, I think, coming down the hill. See how this pans out as they come into this tight right-hander up the hill. Big braking zone. Anything can happen. These guys are all bunched up so closely. But in fairness, nobody's had any issues. Rick Dubbs run it wide this time and he's lost a couple of positions. So Rick Dubb now back down to 5th. We have Love Rocket Rods in 4th. He's just overtaken Ginger, so Ginger's now back into 4th. Wow, close racing. IQC in 2nd there. Did he go wide there? Is that going to be a penalty? Looked like he was very... Yes, he's picked himself up a penalty. Oh dear. So if these guys stay with him, he's going to lose a couple of positions on the next lap when he gets to that penalty zone, because it is right at the start of that long straight and it takes a long time to build your momentum back up down there. So he'll be kicking himself for that one. Ginger there in 4th. Like driving like a man possessed at the moment. Absolutely wants this position. He wants to get back up onto the podium. Get some good points in for this one. The back end of that Jag looks a little bit squirrely. I don't know if it's the most planted car, to be honest. I've heard people say that it's a little bit tail happy. Never actually driven it in anger myself, but yeah. Ginger seems to be coping with it okay though. Then we come back to 5th and Carlsberg. Them cars just ahead of him. You can see position 1 from where he is. So he'll have his eyes on the prize as well. Optimus and GT Mac, they're having a little bit of a scrap between each other, both in them 458s. And then we come back to Rick Dubbs. Oh, Rick Dubbs lost a lot of positions there. He was fighting for the lead at one point there, wasn't he? So he's back down to 8th now, and Slowpoke back to 9th. Something's happened to Slowpoke as well. So he was 4th or 5th, I think. He got himself up to. So apologies for missing that, guys. Yeah, Slowpoke will be eager to get back on terms with Rick Dubb. You know, hopefully get past him. He is on the medium tyres, so he is going to have an advantage for a few laps. Probably looking at about 10, 11 laps on the mediums and finish off 5 laps or so on them hards. Slowpoke now all over the back of IQC. Optimus Prime now in 9th. Back to the top, and let's see where we are. Love Rocket Rods now. He's managed to get himself in the lead. We'll have a quick look, see if we can find that. So he's in 2nd at the moment. Is it going to be a move around the outside? Love Rocket Rods. He's lining Firepower up here. He's going down the inside for a move into the last chicane. I think he's probably going to have a quicker exit than Firepower. That's possibly where he's going to get past him. Keep an eye on this one for a second. Maybe coming down into the... Oh, Firepower's picked himself up a penalty. So he's been off, I would imagine, probably that last chicane, because that can catch you quite easily if you're not paying attention. Love Rocket Rods then looking for every opportunity. Oh, he's alongside Firepower. I think he's going to have the inside line for the next corner. Yes, he's nicked it, going into the left up the hill. Firepower couldn't really do a lot about that one. It was inevitable, really. Excuse me. Firepower will keep on his tail and hopefully stay welded to his bumper so that when he comes to take that penalty, he doesn't lose too much time. This will give us a good idea of how much time he will actually lose on a 0.5 second penalty. He's right on his tail at the moment, and you'll see that gap open up as they come down the start-finish straight, right away from start to finish. So I would imagine it's probably going to cost him 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds all told, by the time he gets back up to speed and gets back into his momentum. So just coming up to serve that penalty then, which he has done now. And if you look at the gap now that Love Rocket Rods has, bearing in mind that Firepower was right on his chuff as he took that penalty, he's lost a couple of seconds there. So we'll stay on board with him for a minute. Nice control through there. Easy to spin out on that corner. A bit too much throttle. Be a bit careful on this one too, because you can go wide into the grass and ultimately into that barrier. Another one there uphill. Car becomes very, very light and easy to spin again. This one you need to be nice and tight. Get the power down early, get an early up change for the downhill section. Let's have a look, see if he's revving out, or are we doing any fuel saving at this point. Hard on the brakes for this. He's okay there, slightly wide coming into that one. Another section there where it's quite easy to lose the back end if you're not careful. Nice and controlled there, Firepower. Not taking any chances. And there we go, there's a lap of Sardegna with Firepower, our second place man. Coming back then to, we have Carlsberg in third position. Doing a great job at the moment. Carlsberg in the thick of it as well, wasn't he, for race 1. But he got that car under control. Ginger now in fourth. He was on the pole, wasn't he, but unfortunately lost a couple of spots. He's fighting now to get back up onto that podium, into them podium positions. But GT Mac then following about a second behind him in that Ferrari. And then we have Rick Dubb in sixth. Rick Dubb was up at the front near the start, wasn't he? So he'll be looking to try and get back with the other guys as quickly as he can. Coming back then to IQC, he's got a slowpoke all over the back of him. Let's see where this goes. This is going to be close. Slowpoke is right on his bumper, got a nice tight line in. I think Slowpoke's going to get this. Coming down into the left hand bend, flat out now. Absolute side by side stuff. I'm sure Slowpoke's got the line. Yeah, he's going to get this done. Keep it nice and tidy on exit. Yes. Up the hill now. Pull it over to the right for this tricky little left-hander. Slowpoke's got it done. So he moves up to 7th then. Excellent move by him. We know IQC is no slouch. So he wasn't going to let that happen easily, but fair dues. Good driving from both guys there. Nice and clean, nice and tidy. No door banging. Lovely stuff. So Optimus Prime now at the back. Now whether Optimus Prime has pitted early or whether he's had an issue. His medium tyres on lap 7 have got barely any use, so I'm assuming he must have missed it. He's been in the pits by the looks of things. Go back up to the top. Love Rocket Rods. He's got a good lead now. Here comes Carlsberg, 3 or 4 seconds behind. And then you got Firepower just behind him. The medium's starting to look a little bit worn now. Still a couple of laps in them yet, so no major dramas. And coming back, Ginger in 4th position. A bit of tyre wear going on there. I think it must be a Jag thing, because he was the first. He was the same in the first race, wasn't he, as well? And he might have picked up a penalty there, picking up a lot of grass. Yes, he's picked up another 0.5 penalty for track limits. So that's not good news for Ginger. GT Mac is barreling down the inside as well. So he's going to get ahead of him into turn 1 to add insult to injury and push Ginger back to 5th. But Ginger now needs to consolidate, get on the back of GT Mac, get that position back so he minimises any damage done by that half-second penalty. And he knows it as well. He's trying. He's really trying. He gives some good tight lines around these corners. Some good exits. Come on, Ginger, you can do it, mate. Is he going to do it? It looks like he's dropped back by about 3 or 4 tenths, so not on this occasion. Oh, he's run it a bit wide as well, I think. Yeah, that's going to have slowed him down a smidge. GT Mac then 4th. Firepower in 3rd. Just ahead of him, Carlsberg. And then up ahead we have Love Rocket Rods. Looking quite comfortable at the moment in his little Mazda. It's a quick little car that actually. Pretty nimble. Pretty rooted to the ground. Not a bad choice at all. So he's got probably about a 4-second lead going on right now. So he doesn't need to push too hard. He just needs to maintain. Make sure he doesn't make any silly errors. And keep it on the black stuff. So we'll go top to bottom then. Love Rocket Rods on their mediums in 1st position. Followed, Carlsberg, he was close to spinning, I think there. He's in 2nd position on the mediums as well. We've got Firepower also on the mediums in 3rd. We've got GT Mac in 4th on the mediums. Ginger in 5th on the mediums. Brick Dub as well on the mediums in 6th. 7th is Slowpoke, also on the mediums. IQC mediums. Optimus Prime 9th on the medium. So all runners right now on the medium tyres. So it's just a case now of who's got the most wear on the tyres, who can look after them the most for these last 7 laps. It's going to be close. It's going to be very, very close. Excuse me, another frog in my throat. Love Rocket Rod's doing a great job there. And Nick Carlsberg also. It's like, certainly for race 1, Carlsberg was, for me, my driver of the day. Drove a great race, very controlled, kept himself out of trouble, and pulled off a decent result. So yeah, he's also doing really well here, isn't he? 2nd position. Looking completely unflustered, keeping that car nice and in a straight line. No dramas. No offs, no spins. Excellent stuff. Back then to 3rd and Firepower. It's not too far behind Carlsberg, only a second or 2. So still time for him to make that up. Back then to 4th and GT Mac. Again, just a couple of seconds behind Firepower, so there's still scope for him to get onto that podium. He's got to get his head down though. Start taking at least a few tenths a lap out of Firepower if he wants to get up onto that podium. Get yourself any penalties either. Ginger there now in 5th. Doing alright, Ginger. He seems to have got into a bit of a groove now. Say his race one was a little bit untidy, unfortunately. Not all his fault, I don't think. Circumstances put him to the back of the pack. But, yeah. Oh, he's coming in. Ginger's into the pits to get rid of those tyres. He's going to do his last stint on the hards. Front right is looking pretty tired. Reminds me a bit of the Yamagiwa Miyabi tyre wear from last week. That was pretty grim as well, wasn't it? Not quite as bad here, but still. You punish that, you punish the front end around them corners, you're going to get tyre wear. So he's back out then into 9th position. Probably a couple of guys ahead. They're going to need to stop. So he'd probably make up a couple of positions from there. Rick Dubb at the moment holding fastest lap at 1:27.3. A decent lap time for him. Back up to the front, Love Rocket Rods. Having no problems whatsoever. Making things nice and easy with Carlsberg there. Just a little bit behind him in 2nd. And then Firepower, 3rd position, followed by GT Mac. Then we've got 5th Rick Dubb. Just coming up the hill behind him is Slowpoke in 6th. Managed to pull back a few positions. As I say, started last, didn't he? Because reverse grid, won the first race. So nice and steady race again from Slowpoke. I'm sure he'd like to be a little bit further up if he could. But, still got 5 laps to go. Anything can happen, and probably will. IQC then in 7th, followed by Optimus Prime in 8th, and then we have Ginger. Obviously he's just pitted, so he's going to be a little bit behind these guys. Don't think anybody else is in the pits, so no. He'll maintain that 9th position till the next lap. What I will be doing this series is having a look at, obviously these guys are all professional racing drivers now, but they all had previous occupations. So I'll be looking at those previous occupations, just having a look at what these guys used to do, where they come from, what their backgrounds are. And we went into Slowpoke's previous occupation, didn't we, at the last race, race 2, but I think the sound quality was so bad on that particular recording, I don't think many of you would have heard it. So I'll just run through that again. Yeah, previous to becoming a racing driver, Slowpoke was an anal bleaching assistant. He didn't last very long in the job because unfortunately he developed a bit of a fascination for starfish. So yeah, he moved on to racing cars, and he's doing a great job with it. I say a couple of wins already this series. It's going to put him right up there at the top, at the sharp pointy end of the championship. Just needs to keep that momentum going, get in the top 3, and he'll be in the semi-pro leagues for the next series. Good to see. Got IQC then in 7th behind him, with Optimus Prime in 8th position, and Ginger there still in 9th, giving it everything he can, try and catch these guys up ahead. Okay, let's go back to the top and have a look then at Love Rocket Rods. He's just maintaining that lead. I think Carlsberg's closing in on him a little bit. In fact, I'm absolutely sure he is. So is it a tyre thing? He's got a lot less tyre wear at the moment, Carlsberg. So this could bode well for a potential win for him. He's got 3 laps in which to catch him, and he's got a lot better tyres to do it with. So yeah, this could go any way really. Both into the pits. Certainly Love Rocket Rods, yeah, Carlsberg's in the pits as well. So it's going to be a 3-lap dash for those guys on the hards. Is there any fuel to take on board? That is going to decide which one of these guys comes out first. BT Mac, Firepower also in the pits at the moment. All going on to hards for this last stint. Meanwhile, you can hear the guys screaming past you on the pit straight. There goes Rick Dubb back into the lead. Love Rocket Rods now comes back out in 2nd. We have Carlsberg out in 3rd. So this is going to be a race now to the flag for these guys. Carlsberg needs to get on the back of Love Rocket Rods as soon as he can. He's going to have any chance getting that position off him. And Slowpoke now, he's moved up to 4th position, isn't he? He's on their mediums. A little bit of wear, but he can go flat out to the flag here. So there's a very, very good chance that Carlsberg is going to be under a lot of pressure at the end of this lap into the next lap. We know Carlsberg, we know the Slowpoke is capable of it. Proven race winner. He'll be doing everything he can to get that second spot and them extra points. And look at that, the top three all in the same camera shot. There's literally a couple of seconds between all of them. And we have Rick Dub on the mediums. We have Love Rocket Rods on the hards, Carlsberg on the hards, and Slowpoke on the mediums. So advantage guys on the mediums, I think, for a minute. If Slowpoke's got a good exit there's every possibility that he can nick this position off Carlsberg down into the braking zone for one. We'll see. It's going to be. I don't think he's close enough to mount a challenge on this particular lap. So he's got the rest of this lap and next lap to do it. Literally just a couple of tenths between these two. It's going to be a thrilling finish, whichever way you look at it. Carlsberg is also trying to close that gap to Love Rocket Rods if you can. In the meantime, we've got Rick Dub. He seemed to drop back a bit, didn't he, for the first few laps, but made that early pit stop. And yeah, he's come out on top in position one. And it doesn't look like anyone is close enough to challenge him for the win. All Rick Dub needs to do now is just to keep it nice and clean, not make any mistakes, no forced errors, no pressure, so really shouldn't be making any errors at this point. Then, you know, this is racing and you've only got to put a wheel on the grass or on the sand. I don't want to put the commentator's curse on anybody as he comes over the line to start his last lap. Looks like an unassailable lead, if I'm honest. Excuse me. Love Rocket Rods then, and we have got Carlsberg with Slowpoke breathing right down his neck. Slowpoke not close enough again on this lap to mount a challenge into that braking zone. So he's only got a couple of opportunities left to try and get this position from Carlsberg. Both of these guys are going to be driving their hearts out to maintain this. Oh, Slowpoke's closing. You can physically see it right on the back of Carlsberg now. I don't think there's any other battles going on. Oh, Optimus Prime, Firepower and GT Mac fighting for 6th. Looks like Firepower wants to get past GT Mac. I don't know whether he's got the momentum coming down the hill. No, not at this point. So we've still got Ginger down the back in 9th there. I think Ginger will probably get out with the car, slam the door, walk off into the motorhome and do a bit of sulking, I would imagine. It's not been his day really. He's tried his best, but this track, maybe car combo, not really worked for him today. So he'll be looking ahead to the next couple of races. More sprint races to go, then we move into the enduro races, which are always great fun. And I've committed the cardinal sin and I've missed the winner. So let's go back. So Rick Dub then coming out of the final chicane. Yeah, he's happy with that win. Flash of the lights as well. Fantastic win for him. Coming back then to Love Rocket Rods, managed to hold on to second, but it was close in the end. Carlsberg, Slowpoke, 3rd and 4th, very close. So 5th ICQ, 6th Optimus Prime, 7th GT Mac, 8th Firepower, and then we got Ginger then coming across the line, take 9th. Another great race, really close racing. Not the most used track, to be honest, but it's given us some good close racing for these 2 races today. So yeah, not too bad at all. Thoroughly enjoyable. Guys gave it their all, as you can see. Fantastic race. So we move on then to the round 3 next week. Not entirely sure of the calendar, so I'll have to come back to you with the name of the track. But yeah, looking forward to that. Hope you've enjoyed the video. I know I've enjoyed watching it myself, and I hope to see you guys soon. Take care. Cheers.